We're going to take a look at Matchbox Mainline Mix 10 for 2023. 2 more and we're done with the year, and I've already halfway complete on those between the 2 of them. So just a couple more models and we will be getting into the showcase and ending the year, and we're going to determine what's the best new Matchbox model of the year. And I'm kind of going to do my own Lamley Award setup, but better because his is rigged with idiots who just vote for their favorite car and not their favorite release. But I know that everybody who watches my channel does not always agree with that, so we're going to do our own little thing. Not that my polling means anything, but we'll try. And so we'll start off with Mix 10 here with the Ford Mustang Mach-E Taxi. Yeah, it's already open because this came from the 10-pack, or the 9-pack. This technically debuts in this mix, but the 9-pack got out before Mix 10 did, so your first exposure to it is in the 9-pack. But this is a new release for Mix 10. In the New York City taxi livery, you do get headlight details, your Mustang badge on the grille, your trim all the way around, NYC Mach-E on the door, flat rate, meters fare, MB 1303, Big Apple. No taillight decals, which makes it look awful, but from this angle, it's a really cool New York City taxi. I really like how it came out. The disc rims on it, and yes, they do actually use these as taxis, so that works very well. I still think these pillars are very thick, a little too thick, especially when you look at it head-on. Yeah, they could have made that a little better, I think, but that's a good one. At least it's a lot better than the Tesla Model Y, because the Tesla Model Y just needs a retool. It is bad, and like I said before, now that I actually work on Teslas and I'm around Teslas all the time, I can really tell how bad the Model Y casting is. The Model 3 casting is awesome. The new Model S casting is awesome. The Model X is awesome, but the Model 3 is just out of place, and yeah, I don't know. All right, let's open up. Let's get some cracking on this fine Saturday. I don't know when this video is going to post, whenever I feel like it. Got the 2020 Land Rover Defender 90. The color is pretty nice on this one, pretty unique, but it seems like they forgot to tint the glass because this looks awful. Looks like it has a white roof in the photo, so I might paint the roof white. I did paint the roof white on one of my extra green ones, so I originally bought the green one to swap the wheels, but I'm like, you know what? This will look cool if I give it some extra detail, so I did. So yeah, this definitely needs it. Oh my god, that looks awful. But Jesus. Oh, okay, wow. Must have took a fall on the assembly line, because that's a nice little chunk out of the window missing. Got the fender, Land Rover. Headlight details look good. All the grille detail looks good and everything. And the taillights look good. Defender, Land Rover. These things look awesome in real life. Just the Matchbox casting is a bit underwhelming. I kind of like the 4 doors better, honestly. The 2-door is weird. But of course, it's like the Bronco. The Bronco looks better as a 2-door than the Land Rover does. But yeah, I wish they would have done the 4-door. Maybe they'll do the 4-door in moving parts. It's still a really nice metallic brown. But yeah, this clear window just takes away from it because it's so bright. I'm really going to have to do something about that. Really going to have to do something. But it's a really nice casting. Just nothing too crazy of a mix. So I'm going to try to do like best new castings, but then I'm also going to do best release. And that's going to go for all brands together, kind of like what Lamley does, but I'm not going to have all the like mega premium brands in there, but I'm going to have like Hot Wheels, Matchbox, all from this year. And we're going to figure out what one's the best. Tomica even, I can do Tomica. Pretty soon I can do Tomica, actually. So yeah. Let's get going. Let's keep going. The Reynold Kingu gets a recolor in this mix in the Goodyear Tire Service. I think this is my favorite release of this casting. Not saying the other ones are bad. I mean, they're kind of interesting. They're not favorable, but they're good releases. But this one, I think, is perfect. The Goodyear We Come to You. We get half the headlights, but that's fine for the headlights. We can detail them. Taillights, I don't understand why they did the middle of it, because the entire rear here is the taillight, that entire piece. And there's the door hinges. But yeah, I think that's a really good looking livery. You got your warning hazard striping down below there. Got your black trim on the doors and the side panel there. And then of course Nissan's got the Town Star, which is based on a Reynold Kingu, and Matchbox is doing that in the moving parts line. So it seems like they're doing this with a couple castings where they got the mainline version, but then they'll have an alternate variant in the moving parts line. Like right off the top of my head, you got the Ford Bronco, like I mentioned earlier, with the 4-door version being in the moving parts, and then, or no, the 4-door being in the mainline and the 2-door being in the moving parts. And then you've got the Reynold Kingu here. The Renault is in the mainline, and then the Nissan Town Star is in the moving parts line. So that's kind of like, some people have said, well, you should do all the mainline castings with moving parts as well. That would be cool, but I think it's better to have a little variation there, like between rebadges and, you know, door variants and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I hope you do. Yeah, very, very unique mix this is, for sure. And actually, last of the recolors before we get to the new models, got the 2012 BMW 3 Series Touring. This is an amazing release. This might go into like my best release category in my personal rewards that don't really have a name or significance. I have a feeling this one's not going to make it to the Lamley one. Most basic Matchbox don't. The Volvo 240 might be the only one. At least, like when going up against other brands. But it's worth a shot. Yeah, this is an awesome release. You got your headlight details, your BMW badge, BMW emblem on the grille, or on the hood. You got your grille details down below. Black 5-spoke rims, which are always going to improve anything they show up on. TRNG wagon, what's that mean? 3 Series wagon? Or 3NG wagon? I don't know. Interesting. Matchbox on the plate, taillight details, which are kind of there, but kind of not. They kind of just look like they've been played with. There's a chip there. BMW badge on the rear. You got this metallic white, which isn't totally glossy. It's kind of got like a raw finish to it, which is kind of cool, actually. I just wish it had tinted windows. That'd make it even more perfect. But it's really nice as it is. And yeah, that's definitely in consideration of mine for like the best release of the year. Not casting wise or anything. But we still got the new castings, which are also considerable for the releases. Like the Plymouth Coupe. This one was very unexpected from Matchbox, and I really like how it was handled, and it looks like it's all metal, or the body at least. As we know with a couple of these, like the Chevy and the Ford having the plastic fenders, and the other Plymouth casting actually too had plastic fenders. But I like the all metal construction. It's actually got some weight to it. It does have a plastic base, but it's actually kind of small, a small base. Yeah, this is actually a really nice casting. You know, not my typical forte of vehicles, but if it's a nice casting with Matchbox, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it if it's a good casting, and this totally qualifies. You got your headlight details. You got all your silver trim on the grille. You got your chrome trim on the bumper, which isn't part of the interior. These running boards are, though. You got your basic disc spokes like the Taxi. 41 Deluxe, I believe, on the back plate. Plymouth, and then you got your tail lights, and is that a third brake light? Or a rain light? No, I thought those had silver paint on them, those little vents. And this color, mind you, is just perfect. Very of the time period. They knew what they were doing with this one. It looks a little dull on camera, but it's actually really minty in person. I really like this one. That is perfect for the car. Next up, this one is a heavy hitter. The Volvo 240, 1986 Volvo 240. Whew. This one, I gotta say, is... I don't know yet, actually. I want to say top 5 off the top of my head, maybe even top 3 Matchbox casting of the year. New casting, that is. Maybe even one of my favorite releases of the casting, because not only is it a good casting, this color's perfect, the wheels are perfect. You know, they could have done the disc wheels too. Those will also work. But I think for this color, if you're doing a metallic blue, you really don't want like the basic disc wheels. I think the disc wheels would work better if it was like a darker color like this brown. Something like that brown would work with the disc wheels. Or like a dark green. But when you got like a bright color, you don't want like the boring disc wheels. You want like the fancy upgraded rims. But yeah, the headlight details are perfect. You got your Volvo badge on the grille there. I think it's just a little bit skinny for a 240, but that's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's actually really nicely sized. You know, it's not really long. It's not really fat. The size proportions are nice. Volvo 240, they nailed that text. Matchbox on the plate. They like to give all the vintage cars that Matchbox plate, or at least like the 80s and 90s vehicles get that style plate, which I really like. Taillights look amazing. And you got black bumpers on here, but these weren't really fancy cars. Weren't extremely fancy. I mean, they still were a Volvo, but like it wasn't, how do I word this? Their presentation wasn't the exterior, it was the interior on these vehicles. And the driving. You know, like the suspension and how it drives. Volvo 240, yeah, this is a good casting. The color is just perfect, and casting's perfect. And this one I will be a completist on already. As long as they don't do any stupid premium releases with some strange decal. I mean, if they do the rally one, that'll be cool. The rally deco like the Volvo V60 wagon, because they did rally them with that deco. That would be fine if it's based on a real livery. But if they just do something stupid, no. No. But it seems like they're getting pretty smart with the collector's models, like the LFA and the Triumph, and then coming soon, those Japanese cars, the Lexus, the Mitsubishi, and is it the Nissan Z? In the premium line are all really well done, really well done. So hopefully they got a little smart with that. And last new model of the mix, you got the 2004 Mazda RX-8. This is another one that I don't think it's as good of a casting as a Volvo, but it definitely isn't bad. By no means is it a bad casting. Debuting in that classic metal flake black, which is becoming a staple of Matchbox at this point. I keep pointing that out. I still want to do a video putting them all together. I don't know why this window is freaking destroyed. That's 2 in this video. Highlight decals look great. You got your Mazda badge. This actually, I feel like this is a little better proportion than the Volvo. I mean, they're both skinnier than I think they should be, but they're also not like long. They're pretty small, really, and you know, even compared to the Ford here or the Plymouth, they're rather small. You know, the Plymouth is kind of like normal size. Like, it's about, yeah, it's the size of the wagon. The same size. So, the RX-8 and the Volvo are a little small. So, I think if they were wider, they would look off. So, I think this is a good balance. These are both actually really well done. A lot better than I expected. And I already had high expectations. And they are surpassed that. Matchbox Mazda RX-8 on the back. Taillights look amazing. They're, you know, they kind of look sloppy, but that's how intricate they were. So, you know, from afar, they look really good. Got your 5 spokes, metal flake paint, suicide doors on the Mazda. Yes, that was a thing. And yeah, I'm super bummed about that window. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, so these two definitely top 5ers, top 3s for this year, new model wise. And then I'm gonna, just for fun, do a poll of like best release models of 2023 between any brand, which includes Johnny Lightning, Tomica, a couple from Auto World. The Caravans have to go in there. Yeah, I'm gonna go all out, you know, not trying to copy Lamley or anything, but we are kind of copying Lamley. And let's get them all in frame for thumbnail purposes. There you have it. That is mix 10. Probably, dare I say, the best mix of the year. But mix 12 is pretty good. Mix 10 and or mix 11 and 12 are actually pretty good because they have the same cars. But okay, maybe second best mix of the year right here, just because of these two alone. But the BMW, the Reynold are amazing as well, and this one is very underappreciated, but I think is awesome. I mean, some of the veteran collectors are gonna like it. But yeah, there you have it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. See you on the next one, guys. Take care and bye.